Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode 17 of Still Standing with Lynn and Will. I am Will.
And I am Lynn.
And we are happy to have you back with us, right?
Yes.
You seem a little sleepy there. I don't know what's going on.
No, it's fine. We're
sure?
very happy to have you with us. Thank you so much.
Yes. Okay, so today's episode, we are going to be talking about technology and relationships, finding a connection in the digital age. It's another topic that you threw out.
I think I'm coming up with all the topics. But that's okay.
You want to take all the credit now?
No, it's fine. I mean, one of us have to carry the heavy load, and I don't mind doing that. So it's fine.
Okay. I see. We're starting already. It's just splitting responsibilities and seeing who. That's not how a relationship is supposed to. Are you keeping score? You keeping track?
No, I don't have time to keep score.
Because you're so far ahead of me.
No.
Anyway, before we get into today's topic, we'll do like we did last time, just talk about what's on your mind. But we're going to do a collective one today instead of separate topics. And topics today is basically we want to talk about our first date from the book that we talked about last week or last episode. I think a
couple of folks already got it, so really it's great.
They
reached out and said they got
the book already. Yeah, I had one person reach out, and so you had a couple people too.
I think that's great.
Awesome.
Yes.
So 8 dates, essential conversations for a lifetime of love. There are 8 dates that they're suggesting you go on. The first date was, and each date has a different topic. So the first date was trust and commitment.
Yes.
And it was actually pretty cool date. So they had 2 exercises in the chapter, right? The first exercise was, how much do you really cherish your partner?
Right.
And, there was like...
Was that the 90 question one?
99 statements. It was 99 yes or no statements that you walk through and answer.
But it goes by really quick.
It did go, because they were real easy. So, some of them were like...
It went by very
quick. We've learned to truly trust each other. And you say yes or no. I love how spontaneous you can be. Yes or no.
Yes or no. That one was a no for both of us. I don't mind telling everyone that was a no, because I am not very spontaneous.
I can be spontaneous.
Yeah, you can't.
You put you're like a wet washcloth when it comes to it. You just kind of.
I need to know what's going on, and we talked about this because I need to know what to wear. I need to know what to bring. I need to know.
Do you remember the time I tried to surprise you with the tickets to a Natalie Cole concert?
Yes.
And I tried to make it.
Is that when you did the puzzle?
I did a crossword puzzle with different clues about
clever.
where we were going.
I was like, what is this? Where are we going?
You were so frustrated. You were just like, just tell me where we're going. I was like, figure it out. I thought that was fun.
It was clever. It was very clever. Yeah, but yes, I'm not spontaneous.
Not spontaneous at all.
No.
Another couple other questions was, I love how nice you are to strangers. Yes or no? That was a yes and no for you, because you can be nice as pie to strangers, but if they rub you the wrong way, get out.
I am, I'm open to some and closed to many. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I think we talked about that as well. But
and my favorite was, when I was sick, you took care of me.
Yeah, we had to say no on that one.
Oh, no. No. I will try to take care of you, but you are the worst patient. You do not want anybody to help you. You just leave me alone. Let me go sit in the room and watch Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Exactly. I'm like I don't know. Maybe I'm like a cat or a dog when they're sick. You know how they go under a table,
go under a table and throw up,
and throw up. Yeah, that's how I am. Just let me throw up. Let me be by myself. I am like that, but I'm trying to get better.
Okay.
I'm trying to let you take care of me when I'm sick, because I don't want to be a burden. And I think just let me curl up in a bed, because most times, it'll take a day, maybe a day and a half, depending on what's going on. When I had COVID or whatever that was, I had flu that lasted for 3 months. But the first few days, I just need to be alone. I need to be still. And so I think you know that now.
I do. It was frustrating at the beginning because
Yeah.
I'm like trying to be there for you, trying to help you,
appreciate
and
Yeah.
you're like, evil Lingoria
Of
comes
course.
out, and
Yeah.
you're like, no, leave me alone.
Yeah, most times.
Yeah. Anyway, so the 99 questions were fun. And then like Lynn said, they did go by pretty quickly.
Yeah, they
but
go
then
by very quickly.
the actual date was they recommended that you go somewhere that that has some kind of significance to you.
Yeah, it's also quiet enough
So you can have a conversation. They were like, you should go somewhere like with on a high elevation so you can look over stuff.
The town.
We didn't have any of that. So the other option was you could stay home,
Yep.
which was what we did. We just kind of curled up
we
on the couch.
Were gonna go
we were going to go out, but
and then I forget there were a couple of
was
things.
it raining that night or something?
I think it was a storm or something happening. We were like, you know what? Let's not cancel the date.
Right.
Let's still get together. So it worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
And it was quiet.
And the open-ended questions were like, again, the topic was trust and commitment. So how did your parents show their commitment or lack of commitment to each other? And what does their example mean for us?
Right.
What does trust mean to you? And what do you need from me in order for you to trust me even more?
Yes.
So I like the open-ended questions because, unlike the exercise, how much do you cherish, the 99 statements, the yes or no's, the open-ended questions make you think.
Yeah.
It makes you actually give a response. So you have to think about it and be like, okay, let me give them something meaty instead of just,
exactly.
yeah, okay, or
right.
whatever.
And I think I like that question, and there are many that I really like, but it makes you think about the way you are in comparison to your parents.
Yes.
Or to what you saw, and what was that relationship like? Did they pay attention to each other? Did
right.
they show affection? And so it's interesting because I do think that we are a product of our childhood.
Yeah, you say that all the time.
I say it all the time
Yeah.
because I think it's true. Because I think even though we can unlearn some things, but it's kind of like who we are sometimes. Like, oh, my mom or dad did this or didn't do this, or we saw our siblings doing certain things. And so we grew up with that.
Right.
And I think every individual have that, what they saw in their house, good or bad.
Right. And like I always say, what you see in your household, what your parents did, how they lived their lives, is an example for you to either follow or not follow. Like you can learn from it regardless of whether it was good or bad.
Right.
Right. And so it was definitely, I think, I take good and bad from both of my parents from the things that we've seen and we've, my sister and I experienced and stuff like that growing up.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect, right?
Nobody's perfect, and that's the thing.
Right. So it was good.
You have once you become an adult, you have a choice. You take whatever it is you want to take and you leave the rest behind, so if it's the good and you're like, I really like that, what I saw but some of that other stuff, I want to change it now before the next generation.
Yes.
Because then you have kids and your kids either see that same pattern.
Right.
Or you've made a choice to change the pattern.
Right.
And then it starts a whole new pattern for your kids. Right. So that's the beauty, is that we don't have to always, stick to what we saw in our household, good or bad.
Yeah. Yeah. So
those were wonderful questions.
They were.
Guys.
They were. I agree. And I think that for me, it helped me. I actually did learn a little bit more about you and about us from that.
Did.
I thought it was good.
Because we took time to be open and honest. And I think that's what it's about. It's,
yes.
If you're going to get the book, if you're going to go through the exercise, it was the first date, but I think I got to know Will a little better, so I can't wait for the next 7.
And so that's what I was looking up. What's the next? So date number 2 is agree to disagree, addressing conflict.
Okay.
That should be fun.
That should be fun for me. I don't have a problem with conflict.
No, you don't. You bring conflict sometimes. You
I am George Simon's daughter.
The walking personification of conflict.
I don't bring it, but I don't run.
You don't run away from it. Yeah.
I don't run from it. And I think you may be the opposite. But let's go on a date. Let's find, and we don't want to give too much away today. But
I would say that I would much rather not have a confrontation, but I will if I need to.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there. It's not that I go look.
No, you don't. But you're quicker to engage than I am. I'm more. Let me take a step back and just let this play out a little bit longer. And you're like,
I have more triggers. Well, no, I don't have the neck thing going. I wish I did, but no. But
you don't have the extra ligament?
No, I don't. No. But but I don't run away from it. I don't shy away from it. But. Okay. So anyway, guys, come on this journey with us. Get the book.
Yes. We're going to be talking about this, the other 7 dates throughout our episodes. And again, if you have gotten the book, definitely take some time to let us know what you thought about the dates if you went on them. And like you said, go on this journey with us.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about today, Will?
Technology.
Your favorite.
Don't go there. Don't act like that. All right. Technology and relationships, finding connection in the digital age. So we've got a number of articles that we read for this one, and I'll just give 3 of them. One was how to make technology work for your marriage or relationship if you're not married. How technology can help or harm your relationships, and what digital intimacy is, and how technology is changing our relationships. And so digital intimacy is basically an intimate relationship with someone who is not physically present. So maybe they're you're in a long distance relationship, or they're away, for.
Would that be the dating app or no? Or would it start with that?
What do you mean, like
is eHarmony still around?
It's I don't even see. Like eHarmony and I forget the
other. There's so many
BlackPeopleMeet.com.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't see those commercials anymore.
The farmers.
I don't even see the farmers anymore.
I mean, I guess they don't, because we're married. They're like, we don't need to bother those people.
So they don't. Yeah, they are patterned.
I always thought it would be fun if we both put an
ad out and
profile.
See if
we created a profile on one of those and then see if we get matched.
We probably would.
You don't think we get matched?
That's interesting though. Yeah, no, let's not try.
No, okay. I think it would be fun. It'd be a nice little exercise. That should be another date. That should be date number 9.
That's funny. Yeah. That would be funny.
But no, so with these articles, I wanted to start with the quality time, right? They were talking about. So there was one of the articles had done a survey, and they surveyed a bunch of Americans. They didn't say how many people they surveyed, and that bothered me. Right. But I'll leave it at that. But it said 93% of Americans say that quality time is essential to happiness. I would agree with that. Yep. You want to have quality time, but this was the most interesting part about it. The definition of quality time was spending a minimum of 35 minutes together.
A minimum.
I just wonder why 35? Why not 30?
And why not 40? Yeah, why 35?
Yeah, where does 35 come from?
They probably did the survey and they had folks say, after 35, I cannot be with this person. After 35 minutes, can't go any longer than 35
I'm tired
minutes.
of this person after 30. 36 minutes is just too much time with this person. Yeah.
So if that's the case, then we spend too much time together.
Well, okay. I mean, COVID did that to us.
Yeah,
but yes. So are you saying that we should have a little more time away from each other?
No, I mean, I think it's healthy to have time away from each other, but I also think, and I guess when they say quality time, what are you doing for that 35 minutes?
So that was one of the, so they said that running errands together, or cleaning, which surprised me, cleaning
together,
texting, right? So yes,
you're not even paying attention to
okay, so that was the interesting thing, texting and sharing social posts while in the same room. So like if we're in the house together, we're watching TV or something, or we're just sitting on the couch chilling and we're texting each other, that's quality time.
That's quality time.
According to
people. I guess if I don't know. I don't know if I see that as quality time. You've done that before.
What?
Where
just texting you while we're in the room?
Not texting, but showing me an article or something on Instagram, or
because you don't have Instagram.
Well,
I can't share it with
phone.
you.
I mean, I'll get it back on. But yeah, I don't know if that's quality time, but that's interesting.
That's you disagree with their description.
Yeah,
definition.
I guess I would need to learn a little more about how they would qualify that as quality time. But I think it's. I guess if you're watching TV together, that's quality time that you're spending.
Yeah. So that was actually the top 3 quality time activities, according to this survey: going out to eat, 84%; watching TV or a movie together, 83%.
I see that.
Taking a walk, going on a walk together, 82%. The last one was cleaning, which was 21%.
That's interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I'm gonna leave that one alone. I'm just gonna leave that one alone.
Why are you gonna leave that one alone?
I'm just gonna
I think that cleaning together, we clean at different times. Let's put it that way.
So we should clean together so we can have some quality time. But we have to clean for at least 35 minutes. Otherwise, it doesn't count.
So we're only cleaning one room if it's 35 minutes because, well, it depends. Are we doing the Marjorie cleaning and the Will cleaning where it's very thorough and,
that's the only way to clean.
Or are
your
little
the
Simon
surface
cleaning?
fly by night cleaning is
where you're just like
just kind of like
you're not moving
you just kind of
anything.
blow dust from one end of the dresser to the other. That doesn't count.
We're not doing the Simon cleaning. Okay.
No, we're doing the Will Marjorie cleaning.
The Will Marjorie cleaning. Okay, so so that would be one room at a time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So got to be at least 35 minutes. But
I think that's interesting.
And then the top barriers to spending quality time together were work, 65%.
Makes sense.
Lack of energy, which we both experienced that. After spending so much time at work, you just kind of want to zonk out sometimes after work.
Yes, most times I do.
And then finances, like 43% said that finances can be a barrier to spending quality time together.
Yeah, I can see that as well, because if you don't have the finance, then you can't go to the movies, you can't go and get that, the ice cream, you can't do some of the things that you would do together.
Right.
But you don't always need money,
You don't. So like you were saying, go for a walk. It doesn't cost to go for a walk.
No, it doesn't cost.
It doesn't
work out together. Do yoga together.
You know what? I don't remember if that. I'm sure that exercise was on there on the list. I don't know how far down it was, but
so those are things that
yoga. Yeah, definitely yoga.
You don't have to incur a cost for, but that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. So I think it's the key is finding ways to spend time together, doing something that you both enjoy.
Right.
And when it comes to integrating technology into that, it's just being mindful of how you're using it.
Right. And I think that's when when you just said, if you're sharing like a text from someone, or if it's from a family member and you're watching TV, you're still sharing, you're sharing time together, but you're also sharing that text. So technology comes into it. It's interesting, and I think I veered away from some of those articles that when I went on New York Times just to find out some information, and it was a survey that I read really quickly that says 71% of people spend more time on their phone than with their partner. And I know there were some stats that we also 71%. And I don't know if I believe this one, but they said that women spend 78% of their time on a phone. So there were a couple of articles that I read that really said women spend more time on their phone than men. And I thought that was interesting because I'm the opposite, but that's just me. And it says that the amount of time that women spend is probably around 5 to 6 hours daily.
Doing what?
Mostly shopping. That's what this said. It said mostly shopping. Not that men shop too. And then also they said, which was interesting, snooping. So a lot of women just go on Facebook and they don't, post anything. But they snooping? What do they call it? It's not snooping,
it's not.
There was another word for it. Surfing. Surfing?
No. I mean, it's kind of like observing, being an observer.
There's a word for it, I think.
Or a lurker. I've heard it, being described as you're just lurking.
Yeah, so I guess women do that more than men. And I guess I can see that because, and I can only speak for myself, but, I'm nosy. I don't do it on internet. I just look out my window. And
so are they saying that women are nosy or, snooping around to see what their partner is doing online?
Well, they didn't say that. They just said that they that's most of their time, is spent shopping or snooping, just wanting to know, what's out there. And that was a New York Times 2017 article. I'll have to get it over to you so you can post it. But it's another interesting thing they said, and this is true because in the grocery store today, I noticed, and I was done, shopping before my sister. And so I just sat down and I said, I'm not going to touch my phone. I just want to look and see what people are doing.
So you were people watching?
Yeah, snooping, I guess. Everyone that was in line was on their phone. And I've done that before, but they're saying that, again, according to this New York Times article, folks, even when you go to dinner, before you look, some folks look at the menu, they check their phone, they check their email, they're and I just think that.
So this goes back to what what you always like to say, the addiction.
Yes.
Like you think I'm addicted to my phone.
Well,
but I think, as you said, forget the speaker that you saw, but she was saying that we're all addicted.
Yeah.
I think there's some truth to that. There's levels of addiction.
Right.
I don't think I'm, over the top where I'm going to go, have withdrawals if my phone, if I lose my phone, if I don't have it, if it's not near me.
Right.
In fact, I don't even sleep with the phone.
No, you don't.
In the room.
Put it in another room.
Right.
So that's good. That was another thing that Crystal, I think you were referring to Crystal.
Yes.
Crystal Washington, I think. She's a futurist.
Yes.
Yeah, she did say that we're all addicted to our phone. But you know what? One more thing I want to mention, and I also have noticed this, toddlers. Have you ever noticed, like, toddlers that their mom or dad, I've seen
they give them the phone to pacify them?
They have their own devices.
Oh.
They have their own, they're playing the whatever games that they're playing. So it starts that early.
Yeah.
And I've noticed, like, if the toddler is crying, the mom right away, if he or she doesn't have their digital device, will give them her phone and quiet.
Right.
Quiet. So it's interesting that it's starting that young.
Right. And then because it's starting that young, what that ends up doing is it builds this codependency on that device. Yeah. And then when you get into a relationship with somebody, or when you're not even necessarily in a relationship, but it could just be in person with somebody, you feel like fish out of water. You're so used to having that screen. Like I can't work with the TV on. Like I know there's some people that like to have a TV on and have that noise. It's distracting to me, but other people are so used to that.
Yeah, that they need to have
that
it
it does. They can block it out.
You work with music on.
Music is fine for me, but not the TV. But so it's the same thing. Like, so you get to the point where your need for that digital device is stronger almost than oxygen, than your need for oxygen.
But you know what? The kids are growing up. They're much more advanced than we were. These kids, even our interns, they are so used to and they really quickly adapt to different technology. And that's because they did have it in their,
right.
carriage.
So it's a good thing in that respect. But then I think it hurts interpersonal relationships.
Oh no, that's the article talked about that.
Whether it's just
absolutely.
A coworker or a love interest, and it can hurt it, because
absolutely,
it's like, are you really connecting with somebody?
No, you're not. I say this all the time. Like, folks will say happy birthday, and you get all these happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday.
And nobody calls.
There are a few folks.
Nobody picks up the phone and calls.
Nobody calls anymore. But there are a few. And I've been guilty of it, so I've fallen into that trap.
Because it's so easy.
It is so easy.
Because you think about it, it's like, I want to call my cousin and let him know happy birthday, but
let me just
I got this so much to do. I got this to do. I ain't got time for a conversation, because even if they don't talk a lot.
When did that happen? And I was going to talk about it down the road, because there was another article that I read, kind of off book, but it was
what's with all these off book articles? You didn't tell. How you gonna read stuff and not tell me what I'm not. I feel like I
started reading our article, which I did, but then I was like, I just want to see, because you and I had a conversation last night about our time that we spend on the phone, and we were looking at and I think I was really low as far as my usage on my phone.
No,
it wasn't that low.
Wait, hold on. We were looking at, how like on the iPhone, you can look and see what your screen time is. Mm-hmm. So we looked at our average screen time for, I think, last week. Mine was 356. Hers was 352. And she's trying to say, like, you were like,
I thought mine was 250.
No.
I didn't have my
You know what? I'm going to take a screenshot
it's
of
fine.
both of them and put them on the website.
No need for that. But
she was trying to shame me, y'all. Trying to shame me. Because I was 4 minutes. I had 4 more minutes than you.
I think so, but I just think
right.
it's
That's not right,
I think it's interesting. They the article just talked about how we need to power off and we need to really think about what matters in life.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's making a true connection with the person that's across the table from you if you're at a restaurant or, in the car next to you. I mean, the seat next to you or the car next to you,
Yeah, you could be talking to the car, someone in the car next to you at a stoplight. But yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I thought that was interesting.
Very, very interesting. One of the articles was talking about how not to use technology.
Yes.
Right. And I thought that was helpful. Right. So don't let it be a distraction. That's a big thing is it's technology is here to stay. We're not going to get rid of it, right? We're going to continue using it. It's going to continue to advance. Just don't let it distract you from that quality time with your partner, right?
Yep.
If you're in person with them, and I think it's like if you're a couple, you're going out, you have ground rules. Like I know we have a friend, a couple friend that they were like, we don't have our cell phones when we go out.
Right.
It's date night, no cell phones. They don't have kids. That's fine. They can do that.
Right.
And everybody doesn't have to do that. Exactly. But I think it's good to have some kind of a mutual agreement, right?
So if we're not always.
So if we go out to dinner, it's like, all right, when the food comes, or
phones
after
off.
we place our order,
phones
down.
Right.
Right. Pencils
I like
down.
That.
And like here, don't let screen time diminish FaceTime.
Right.
Give your partner the benefit of the doubt. I like this one. Don't just assume that they're up to no good because they're always on their phone. Exactly. So the example that they gave was the lady was like, she wake up in the middle of the night and see, her husband's cell phone glowing, and she's like, "What's going on?" And find out it was just a screen alarm on his phone or something like that. Like she just assumed that he was getting text messages from somebody and wanted to see.
Yeah, I think that, and that goes back to our.
It's funny. You would love to be off the grid, but you don't want to live off the grid.
You're right.
You don't want to live in the woods or anything like that. You just don't
even.
Yeah.
No, not at all. What was the movie we were watching last night? Or was it yesterday? With the family that was in the woods, and it was three of them.
That was Parallel with Aldous Hodge.
Yeah,
and,
I could not have lived where they were. It was a beautiful home.
That was their vacation home, though.
It was a vacation home.
It was nice.
It was beautiful.
Nice.
But yeah, I wouldn't.
You couldn't live there?
No, I could live.
You
have
could go
a
there
vacation home there,
but you couldn't live there.
But I couldn't. I wouldn't be able to go out in the woods the way she was just going out every day and walking and getting lost. I'd be like, no, thank you.
Yeah. Good movie. Parallel with Aldous Hodge and Danielle Deadwyler.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good.
Interesting movie.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
There's that word again. But yeah.
And then one more thing, it talked about how to use technology and it gave some examples.
See, that's good because we don't want people to. Of course, technology is our friend.
Right.
But I think it can also No, not at all.
No, okay.
No, I'm only kidding.
And then the last suggestion was keep in touch when you're apart. So if you're traveling for work or something like that, you know, granted, if you're at a conference or something like that, and while you're in the conference, you may not be able to, but you have downtime, you know, just check in, you know, that kind of thing. So there's ways to use technology to your advantage and to boost your relationship. And there's ways to detract from your relationship by, you know, distracting and not paying attention and that kind of thing. So I think really it's all about how you choose to use technology within your relationship. And I think, again, going back to that idea of having that agreement, that mutual agreement. If we're out on a date, we're not talking, we're not in our phones all the time. You know, we're going to sit there and talk phones down unless there is an emergency, right? But, you know.
It's so strange. I think folks are so used to that, being on their phone. Because I have been noticing a lot more, you know.
As you snoop in public?
As I snoop in public, I watch folks sitting next to each other and not talking. And they're both on their phone. And I don't know if they were talking, you okay, Bailey? Okay. I don't know if they were talking prior to me passing by, so I don't have all the information, but it's interesting because I'm like, you know, especially since we were doing this episode, I've been noticing a lot that folks are on their phone more.
So are you judging them, secretly judging them?
I'm not judging them. I just think that kind of what we learned through the articles that we are getting further and further apart as human beings are connecting, I should say.
We're not connecting as much as we used to.
We're not connecting as much at all but like I said earlier, and you said it also, we think that we are because I sent that good morning, I sent that good night,
right?
But I really didn't hear that person's voice. And we know how important that is, right? Because if you lose someone, you don't, that's it.
Well, and it's interesting you mentioned that because one of the things that one of the articles talked about was how people wish they had spent more time with someone after they passed.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't put yourself in that situation. You know, take advantage of the time you have now.
Exactly.
You know, there's no better time than the present to, you know, spend that time or to extend some kind of gesture to that person. So, you know, again, don't just text somebody happy birthday. Pick up the phone and call them.
Yeah, if you can. Even
because we did that before.
24 hours in a day. Yeah, we did it before.
Before we had the ability to text.
Yeah, and in the article, it's funny that one of the articles it talked about, remember, technology in a good way is better than when we used to send letters to each other and have to wait 2 and 3 days, right?
Right.
And then they talked about the payphone. I don't know if you remember the payphone.
I'm not that young.
You know, the payphones were like you had to go and you know, have whatever it was, 25 cents or whatever, and talk to someone, a dime or whatever.
But yeah,
and so it's interesting, but still you were talking to someone,
right?
Not with the letter, of course, but I think that it's good and bad, and it's going to be really interesting with AI, like what that's going to bring.
Did you see the article? One of the articles talked about there's this AI app or something that if you want a digital companion, it's always there to be a friend and like so it'll always listen to you. So if you wanted to have something like that, you could use that. And then it was talking about robot rights, like, you know, the infringing on the rights of the robot. I was like, what?
No, you have to send me that.
Yeah,
one.
it's one of the,
so it's gonna get very, technology is gonna get very interesting. And I don't know if we touched upon the FOMO, but fear of missing
Well, that's
out.
one of the things that gets you addicted to the phone. Is like, I can't not look and see what somebody else is doing. What is it?
I don't know.
Is it too close?
No, it's okay. But yeah.
The FOMO is real for some people. Yeah. Like, I like being able to see what people have posted on pick your platform, and I gotta be. You know, like everybody thinks that they're, like you said, they think they're connected because they're seeing what other people are posting. But the other thing about that is you're posting stuff, the stuff that you're consuming. Right. Is the best stuff that they're putting out. They're like, it may look like they're living the best life and whatever.
They talked about that as well.
And it's like, no, they're just showing you what they want you to see.
And that's why I don't go on Facebook. I'm actually not out there a lot other than, the business or whatever. But every now and then, like if a good friend, I'll see, something out there, I'll go and look. But I'm not, I don't know if I was ever like really, and I'll use the word addicted to Facebook. And I was always happy to see that folks are living their best life. Like that always made me happy.
So it made you feel good, but it didn't make you feel like I wish I was there, or I wish I had the same kind of life.
No, I've never felt that way. But I'm like, oh, I'm so happy for them. They just went here, or they just,
That's
celebrated
not normal.
this.
The normal human nature is to feel like, oh, I want that too.
Yeah, maybe.
And to feel jealous, or try to keep up with the Joneses.
No,
that kind
I'm
of thing.
happy for the Joneses. Okay. I want them to keep doing well. You want to get down?
No, he's just trying to fluff the chair.
Oh, okay. Do I need to move over? Okay. I want to make sure you
don't know your kids.
I know, but so I thought that was interesting as well.
I wanted to run through a couple other stats so there was another one of the other articles talked about a Pew Research from 2013, so it's about 10 years old, where they surveyed about 2,200 adults 18 and over. And some of the interesting stats were like 72% felt that technology had no real impact on their relationship.
Oh, wow.
And then of the 27% that felt that it did, 74% said that it was a positive impact on their relationship. 25% tend to text when both are home. So, we've done that, but only because if I'm upstairs, you're downstairs, and you can't hear me or something like that.
Or there's a great picture that I just took of Bailey or Zoe, and I'll send it to you. I'm like, yeah.
But there have been times where we've been in the same room and you've texted me stuff, and I've texted
that's
you.
True.
It doesn't happen often.
No.
But no, I think he wants to get down now.
Okay. All right, buddy. Come on. Beep, 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 beep.
21% felt closer because of their texts that they had between their partner.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, and this one was really interesting. 9% were able to resolve an argument via text. And I think we've done that before because we've had a real significant disagreement, and then the next day we both had a little more time to think about it, or evaluate or whatever, and then we'll be like, this is what I was trying to say, or I apologize, or whatever. So I can see that.
We have done that, and sometimes putting it in writing clears your head, and it gives you more clarity sometimes, because you're right, you can absolutely look at it and you can say, this is what I was trying to say, because sometimes as humans we get in the way, and we won't let the other person really explain, because we're in our feelings, and we're like, no, you can't tell me anything right now.
That's what I was going to say. It's like putting it in writing allows you to get your thought across without being interrupted.
Yep.
And it forces the other person, the reader, to listen.
Exactly.
Because a lot of times when you're in a heated disagreement, you're just waiting to say what's on your mind and make your point, as opposed to listening to what the other person is saying and feeling. So definitely putting things in writing helps.
You're good at that, and I know that you have written letters to family members and even friends, and just to let them know how you really feel about them. And the good thing about that is that they can go back. They can go back to a text
if it's a text,
but if it's a letter, they can go back. And I think it's special because you really have to take time out and and put that, what is it, $50 now for a stamp? Put that $50 stamp on it. Get it out there. But my mom used to do that. My mom used to write letters to her brothers and sisters in Louisiana.
They had no choice back then.
You
could pick up the phone and call, but
but she would sit down on Sunday especially, and I thought that was just clearing her mind, or just saying what's going on with us and the kids and everything, and she would be, and then they would send her one back, and she would be so excited. And she'd be like, I'm going to read that later.
It was, what's interesting is that it's like you used to get excited to get something in the mail, right? Now you just get bills. Well, nobody wants bills, but you get an actual letter from somebody.
You get it's special, right?
Yeah, it makes you feel special. Makes you feel like you're, somebody is connecting with you. Yeah, right.
And I think you said you were going to start doing more of that. I think I may as well. It's a good thing, and you can keep them.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Oh, okay.
That's Yoda.
Oh, Yoda. Okay.
You had no idea where that was.
I didn't know where you were going with that.
But the last stat that I thought was pretty eye-opening was 25% felt that their partner was distracted by technology.
Yep. I can.
I don't know if it was like they felt like they were always distracted, constantly distracted, but they felt that there was some distraction at some point, which is, I mean, I can see that.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Partner being distracted, I can definitely see that. But you know what? It's like phones are here to stay. They're not going anywhere.
Yes.
I'm glad that we still have a house phone. We're probably one of
that was interesting.
A few.
So the Pew survey, I was like reading how did they conduct it.
Right.
They conducted it by landline and by cell phone. And it was like half and half. And I was like, who still has a landline?
We do.
It's not really. It's a mobile phone. The phone number is the same.
But I wanted to keep my landline with my nice Princess phone that I got for a gift, and I was like,
but
it's
nice. Not real. It's a VoIP. It's voice over IP. So it's still over the internet. If the internet goes out, that landline doesn't work.
Yeah.
Who really has a legit landline in 2024?
Let us know. If you have one, please let us know, because I would love to know, because I wanted to have one.
You want to go back and get a landline? You want us to call the
and
phone
I
company?
love the long cord that you used to have with the
one that would get all tangled up. You hang it up on the wall in the kitchen.
And it's like, that was, we had to untangle it. It was fun. It was a different way of life. But like I was saying, technology is here to stay, but like you said, just limit the use. You said set boundaries.
Yes.
Create technology-free zones. I was thinking about this. I was like, you know what? I think one of the things I'm going to do, but I don't know if I'm going to be successful. When
with that
I have
attitude,
folks over. When I have folks over,
take your shoes off and leave your phone.
Take your shoes off and leave your phone in that basket.
Nobody's gonna come visit us.
Nobody's gonna come visit us, because they already have to take their shoes off. A, and then B, can you leave your cell phone if it's you can check it in about 15 minutes, but let's talk.
Why don't we just put lead walls in the house and so that the signals can't get through anyway?
No, I mean I thought about that when I was reading this. I was like, if you really want to have true connection when folks are coming over, then not that they can't check it, because you're right. Family, kids, whatever,
right.
Elderly parents, you need to check it. But I may try that experience. I don't know if anyone's going to do it.
You could do it at, like, say there's a family gathering, like a holiday dinner or something like that. Maybe,
all
right, for the next half hour, no phones. Everybody put your phone in the basket. We're going to put the phones in the... Yeah. I mean, you
just
can try
that.
that.
Basket. You can go get it when you want, but let's try. Let's try and do it. I don't know. I thought, during all this research, I'm like, it would be great to... We do it when we go to concerts. They take some not all.
They don't
concerts.
take the phone. They make you put it in a little pouch.
But you can't really get it out unless you have to go to the desk.
To a designated spot.
Right.
So you want to get some of those pouches too, like we have the.
No, I don't want to do that. Nothing that drastic. I just want to say, hey guys, let's talk, or let's play games, or let's just get to enjoy each other's company.
You know what could incentivize that is, okay, the first person that has to go get their phone has to pay everybody $5.
Okay. All right.
But I don't know. I mean, it's a good idea to try. But then there's also people want to take pictures if it's a family gathering.
That's what I'm saying.
I guess it's a designated time.
That's why I said it would be for like 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Okay, we can
see who can last.
I think everyone can last 10 minutes without their phone.
Like
Let's just greet each other and talk about what's going on in our lives without showing anything on TikTok or anything anywhere else. Let's just, I may try it on the next family gathering, but I know there are some that's going to be like, you crazy. Don't even try.
I'm not coming to that family gathering.
I wanted to mention that one of the things I started doing, which is not just texting, is calling family members on Sundays.
Yeah, you need to make your calls.
I've made one.
Okay.
No, two.
Two.
I still have several to make today, but that's a way that I want to continue that, to hear someone's voice.
People's voice, and
not
make that
just to text and say, like we all get into the happy Monday, happy Tuesday, and that's wonderful. It's beautiful. But I think on Sundays, I want to hear your voice. Okay. I want that, the beginning of the work week for me.
Yeah.
And I always feel good, when I hang up the phone and I've talked to my siblings or just other folks that you said the other day that I'm adding a lot of people to my
Yeah,
Sunday.
you're going to be calling for 24 hours after a while because you're calling everybody. I mean, you ain't even gonna have time for me. Our quality time is going to diminish. We're not gonna have 35 minutes. We're not gonna have 35 minutes because you're gonna spend all the time calling people.
All we need is 35 minutes, Will. We don't need any more time.
I need more than 35 minutes.
Okay, then I'll make it
I need
happen.
more than 35.
But I think it's great. I think I would love to hear from, all you guys out there. If you guys have a designated day or time that you literally reach out and say hello, not just texting. So let us know. We'd love to hear that.
Yeah. So, okay. So I got a couple takeaways from all these, and I'll see if you agree with some of these. So just 3. Technology can be good or bad. It depends on how you use it.
I agree with that.
Right?
Yes.
You should talk with your partner to determine how to use technology for good in your relationship. So those ground rules, if we're out at a dinner or a restaurant or something like that, what are we agreeing to do with our technology?
I like that.
And then you just kind of talked about this, make time to be present in person. So when you're in person, don't let the phone become that distraction.
Right.
So just
I agree with all 3.
Yeah.
I think that we can definitely embrace technology, not be afraid of it.
Yep.
I know for the longest time I was like, I'm not doing any upgrades. I'm not doing this. They're just spying on me. They're slowing my phone down with these upgrades.
I mean,
and then I don't get the upgrade. I'm like, why my phone's not working right?
Exactly.
So I have to.
And then
they do. I tell you though, it is a form of, making sure that we have to buy that new phone because after a while our phone it's slow. It's not holding the charge. I don't agree with that, but I do feel that it gives me a quick way to get in contact with you or any family member. So I embrace it for those reasons as well.
Yeah. I mean, we don't need to walk around with these small computers in our pockets all day long. Like we could get away with just a flip phone, right? But we've gotten so used to everything that the phone can do that stripping that back is like you feel like you're going through withdrawals. It's like, oh, so you mean I can't get on social with these? Like I'm sure a flip phone could probably. I don't know.
I do. I want to flip. I want to.
You want a flip phone now?
At some point, I've been saying that, not now, but at some point, because I just want to be able to call. And you can text on it as well, but I wonder if it'll force us to go back to the evening news to get our news. And I mean that's hard because
I don't know that you get everybody.
That's true. You wouldn't get everybody.
No.
So we're too far gone.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
It's over.
But I do hope that folks will take a little time to notice, wait, I'm spending too much time.
Yeah.
I'm spending too much time.
Being mindful of how much time you spend on the phone or whatever, if you're on the computer at home or online or whatever, just being mindful of that, especially if you are in a relationship and especially if you're in a relationship with somebody that is physically present. Like it's one thing if you are, in California, long distance, right? Yeah. But if you're in the same house.
Yeah, you need to kind of, and I think, at least for those that have a significant other, whether you're married or not, but you have someone, like you said, in the house with you.
Right.
And you're just constantly texting each other. Right. Oh, it's time to eat. Come down. And then you're at dinner and you're kind of like,
hey, have you seen this?
Yeah. It's like, so the whole conversation is about something that's happening on the internet, then that's, you might want to look out for that because that could be a warning sign.
But what if that works for you
in your relationship,
saying, right? Like what if that is how work. Like it may not work for us, right? But that might be how, because you talk about the younger people, the kids, the toddlers that grew up with the screens in their hands. Yeah. That's how they operate. What if that is, it's normal to them, and that's what makes their relationship work.
No,
I mean,
what?
So again, it's about agreeing how to use technology to work in your relationship.
Yeah.
And so what works for one couple may not work for another, but as long as you have that agreement, that understanding, that's all that matters.
You're absolutely right. If it works for you, that's what you guys do, and you're happy, and your relationship is going well, then you're right.
Yeah.
And because every relationship is different. But I hope that we've given you guys something to think about when it comes to technology, because it is creeping and taking over our lives.
Are we gonna get a robot when they come out with personal robots?
I don't know.
You know, they came out with personal computers. Everybody was like, I don't need one of those. I can't afford that. But if they come out with personal robots,
that's interesting, Will. I don't know.
I don't think I want a personal robot.
It might be fun to have someone to clean the house.
Well, then that's
like a Rosie.
What about
our name?
Rosie from the Jetsons?
Rosie. Rosie clean the house, and I get up and everything. You know, she's like, everything is clean, Miss Lynn. May I go now? And I'm
Where's she
gonna
go? Where's Rosie gonna go? Rosie ain't gotta go nowhere.
Charging station. She got to go to her charging station where her mate is next to her. And I'll be like, no, Rosie, did you cook dinner? Oh, Miss Simon, I don't cook on Saturdays. I don't know. I don't know if I
think that's just a little too scary, too bizarre.
I think it is too, but hey.
I don't know. Hey, would you? Actually, that's a good question. You know, as we roll out,
yes.
I had some other questions I wanted to ask you guys, but I'm gonna throw this one in there. If they came out, or when they come out with personal robots,
because they're coming,
would you get one?
That's an
Would you
question.
have a personal robot walking around your house, cleaning your house, making food for you? Maybe driving your car to take you somewhere.
No. That way, I will. I don't mind the cleaning. Maybe the cooking.
You don't want them driving.
The cleaning would be no. I don't want no.
Okay.
They already have the self-driving cars. I don't want
one of those either. No,
I don't want that.
No. You know what? I don't want to be on the road when robots are driving.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Yeah. What were your questions?
All right. So as we I think that's we'll wrap up here. I think what I want to say is if you enjoyed this episode, go to the website lynnandwill.us and look for episode 17. Drop us a note under the episode and let us know your thoughts. Also, let us know what are some ways that technology has positively impacted your relationship.
Yes.
Or what are some ways that it's had a negative presence? We'd like to hear from you and see if you've got any kind of experiences that we haven't. We haven't thought about. So hit us up, lynnandwill.us, and let us know what you think.
Yes. And please follow us on Instagram, Still Standing, Lynn and Will.
Yes. And whenever you have an opportunity, just please let us know. Give us a like on whatever platform you're listening to us on, and share the word. Spread the word.
Yes. So remember to be kind to one another.
And love one another.